Yes, this is part two of the Blue Ridge 12,000 BTU mini split installation. This is going to cover the interior unit. There it is, you see it there on the wall. So from the previous video you saw the exterior of the house, and it's this old red brick like Santa Fe ranch house. So a lot of the walls, exterior walls, are the brick. So it's not a nice flat surface like your normal drywall. So the installation on the block was actually a little trickier, but still get it done. So the interior wall mounted unit originally was going to go on a different wall a little further away. However, after I received the unit in the mail and looked at it, I figured that this would actually fit where I originally wanted it. So here's the unit, and it's actually running right now on low, and the ceiling fan's louder than that. But it looks good. There's a bunch of different options. I've only had it going for a couple days, so only time will tell how good the whole unit is. But it's quiet. Like I said, there's a bunch of different options for modes. Right now it's set on the let's see here. It's actually it's set on auto, and what that means is that it has a preset temperature to 77 degrees for cooling, and the heat pump keeps it at 68 when it's on auto. And the whole reason I bought this unit was to assist the central HVAC in cooling some of the exterior further rooms, and to reduce the electrical bill. So a lot of the functions on here were with energy consumption in mind. So this auto mode is one of their factory presets. You can also just adjust it in the cooling mode down to whatever temperature you want. It's got a heat mode. However, the heat requires, it's about 5 minutes for it to change modes when it goes from heating to cooling, but it works, at least the reviews I read, it works just as well. You see the louvers right there. I have it set to stationary, but there's a swing mode, so it goes up and down and will direct airflow. And this room is actually it's a western facing room, so it absorbs all the heat throughout the day. The older houses are built well. There's no insulation in the walls because it's just all block, so sometimes it absorbs that radiant heat. Couple things to consider when you're buying the unit. They kind of have a general rule of thumb for square footage and how many BTUs. It's the British thermal unit, and it's rated for X amount of square feet. I don't know off the top of my head. But there's some other factors to consider. It's the humidity levels, and I actually had to get a thermal infrared reading of the block to see what the temperature of the block was at the hottest point of the day. The HVAC tech that came over just to give me some information said that if I take a reading at the hottest part of the day, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, and if it was above 82 degrees, then I would need the 12,000 BTU. If it was below that temperature, then I could get away with a 9,000 BTU. However, the block did absorb quite a bit of the heat, and the radiant heat said that I needed the 12,000 BTU unit. There's a bracket on the back that attaches to the wall, and that hole that I had showed from the previous video, that's where your copper line, control wire, and condensation tubing goes through that hole. Use a level and take your time. The biggest pain that I had was the amount of cleanup, because that red brick just creates so much dust. I had to move all the nightstand, and I had to kind of cover up part of the bed and clean up the floor pretty extensively. But that's your interior mounted unit, and so far I'm very happy. Thank you.